What's going on, everybody? Soliaker here, and I'm going to be talking about the open carry gathering that we're having over on the west coast in Pinellas County. These are going to be the do's and don'ts. We're going to go straight into the do's. Do make sure you have a fishing license. 100%. Before we start fishing, before we do anything, before you put on a open carried firearm, make sure you have a fishing license. Number 2, make sure you have some kind of fishing pole or some kind of pole with a line on it so that you can fish. Very important. I usually bring a couple extra fishing poles with me just in case, but make sure you have the fishing license and a fishing pole. Whether there's a reel on it or not, it's not a big deal, but make sure you have those two first. Next is going to be make sure that you have a secure holster for your handgun. If it is a holster, I'm perfectly okay with it. Security is going to be key. We don't want to see anybody get disarmed or anything like that. So make sure you have a somewhat decent holster. If you have a holster and it's for your handgun, hey, perfect enough. That's it. If you are going to be carrying a long rifle or a AR pistol or AK pistol or anything that's a rifle caliber, make sure this is your choice. This is how you want to do it. Make sure you keep your firearm on safe. Whether you have a loaded round in the chamber or not, if you're going to have it in the chamber, make sure that your firearm is on safe. We don't need any accidental discharges. We don't need any of that garbage. We're out there just trying to express the right. We don't want to be looked at or vilified for doing the wrong thing. So I would prefer your handgun, you can keep it loaded. Your rifle, it's your choice. I would prefer it if there wasn't one in the chamber, but if you must have it, I'm not going to criticize you for it. If you have to have one in the chamber, by all means, it's your right. I'm not going to fight that one with you. Now, the don'ts. Those are the only 4 that I really have. Handguns, make sure you have a holster. Rifles or AR pistols or anything to that effect, make sure that you have a good sling, and make sure, if you can, make sure that you either don't have one chambered or both. Make sure it's on safe, and if you're going to have it chambered or not chambered, make sure that firearm is on safe. Fishing pole and a fishing license are the 4 do's. The don'ts. I would highly recommend it. This is not a political thing. This is not a Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or any of these political people. It is not a political type of thing. I know that James McLinnis, he's going to be there, and hopefully, if he wants to bring his own little James McLinnis, by all means, it's his right. For other people, I would highly recommend it. We don't want to try to get this political. If you have, an American flag that has the Second Amendment on it, or you have a Don't Tread on Me, or you have a Come and Take It, anything that is Second Amendment oriented, whether it's a hat, a flag, a sign, we want to keep this as a Second Amendment gathering. We don't want it to, it's not a political thing. I know James is running for sheriff, and I don't know exactly if he's going to have like a sign or something. Hopefully he, if he wants to, it's his choice, but I would hopefully prefer we don't try to get this political. We want to try to keep this Second Amendment oriented at the end of the day. And those are pretty much the only don'ts. If police do show up, I would tell you, try not to talk to them. If they ask you for a fishing license, you must provide it. It is a Florida statute that you must provide a fishing license while engaged in the activity. If we are not fishing, like if we are literally walking away from the incident and we're not fishing and you do not have fish, there is no reason for the checking of a fishing license. But I would highly recommend it for anybody. If they're asking for a fishing license, go ahead and provide it for them. Just prove that you have a valid fishing license. If they start asking for your driver's license, ID, date of birth, things of that nature, always resort back to, I have a fishing license, and that's all you have to produce is a fishing license. So if the police show up, try not to talk to them, only give them the information that is by law recommended or is needed by law, and that's a fishing license. And long as you have a fishing pole and you're out there fishing, you're good to go. So those are pretty much all the do's and don'ts. Obviously, we can talk to people. If people want to talk with us, we can lay our fishing pole down and talk to them. There's nothing stopping you. If you have to use the restroom, there's a public restroom on the property. Rest your fishing pole in a rod holder or fish wherever, or whether you're fishing or not, long as you are engaged in fishing, you can use the public restrooms. We cannot use anything private. We have to use a public restroom, public areas, things of that nature. So the place we're going is all public. There's a public restroom. If you have to use the restroom and you have to go into a private business, for those that have a concealed weapons license, you can cover up your firearm and enter into the private business to use the restroom or to get a drink or to get food if you need it. But for those that are carrying AR pistols or AR rifles or AKs or whatever, and you have a rifle that is going to be very difficult for you to conceal, and once again, you cannot conceal a rifle, but your AR pistols, your AK pistols, they can be concealed, whether they're in a backpack or not, or whatever, you can do that. But a rifle cannot be concealed, so if you need a drink, find somebody that has a concealed weapons license and have them go get you a water or whatever it is that you're looking for to drink. But we're gonna have a great time. I can't say thank you enough to James McLinnis and all the people that are going to be showing up. This will be an amazing time. I've already been to Pinellas County, so we're probably not going to run into too many issues. They may show up, they may not show up. Hopefully they don't. That's what this is about. As long as the police are following their oath and understand Florida law, we're going to be fine. It's going to be running into officers that don't know the law. And I think at this point, they know the law. So, I hope to see a lot of you there. I would love to see 100 of you out there. Hopefully we do catch a fish. Sometimes we run across bad luck and the fish aren't biting. It's fishing, not catching. So, I hope to see all of you out there. Don't forget, hit that like, share, and that subscribe button, all that good stuff. And I will see you tomorrow. John's Pass in Madeira Beach, Pinellas County. I will see you there. Soliaker. Deuces.